All right, let's end the podcast.
All right. Fuck it. You can't make the same joke every week. It's not funny anymore. Wasn't even funny the first time, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, has it ever been funny? Probably not.
Anyways, episode 45 of Between a Rock and a Bald Spot.
Yeah.
45, dude. That's crazy.
Yep. 45s.
45 won 2 world wars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's kick things off with Vidya games.
Oh,
so
no.
Beast of Reincarnation.
Hell
you ever heard of her?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Looking very very sexy.
Okay. So that comes out this summer, unless it gets delayed. But I mean, that's not that far off. So I feel like if it was gonna be delayed, it would probably already have been so. So this is made by the same company that makes Pokemon, and the graphics look pretty good. So it's kind of like, what the fuck have y'all been doing?
True. It's made by Game Freak, not the Pokemon company. Game Freak.
No, it is a Pokemon company.
Well, the Pokemon company is its own company. Did you know that? It's called the Pokemon Company. Now you do. Okay. And then it's not Nintendo, it's Microsoft. So I mean,
they're gonna be pocket monsters, though.
I don't think so. I don't think there's gonna be any monsters in your pocket. It looks kind of more like a Dark Souls sort of thing. Or like Dante's Inferno. That's what that game was called, actually.
Watch this end up being like 2026 Game of the Year.
Dude, it's this year's fucking, what was it? I don't even, Clay Obscure. I was like, I can't even remember the name of that dumbass game. Sorry, Clay Obscure fans, my bad. We all know that everyone here, including Goose, hates Clay Obscure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think anyone that likes that game would be a fan of the podcast. Honestly.
It might be an understatement, but might not be. Might be true and real.
Exactly. Do you know much about the game?
Nah, not really. I mean, I watched the trailer, but it like didn't really make sense.
It's so confusing. So basically, the gameplay mechanics are, it's being described as a one person, one dog kind of game. Action RPG where players use Emma's abilities to manipulate plants and Ko's combat skills together. It's set in the year 4026. The world is ruined by a parasitic entity called the Blight. It's gonna have a photorealistic, cruel world aesthetic to emphasize the dark, intense atmosphere.
True. Also, my bad. I said it was published by Microsoft. It's actually Fictions, not Microsoft. My bad.
Lying in the first topic's kind of crazy.
I didn't mean to. Also, Fictions, before anyone comes after me, Fictions is owned by Take-Two. So, you know, they might honestly push this back, you know. If we've learned anything from GTA, they're going to push it back.
True. There will be 3 different difficulty modes: story, normal, and hard. And focuses on strategic, high-stakes battles, often compared to Souls-like gameplay. There being a difficulty slider, though, is interesting.
It is interesting.
Souls-like gameplay.
So the first thing I want to say that's interesting about that is I don't think Game Freak has ever made a game with a difficulty slider before.
Interesting.
And they've made like pretty much all the Pokemon games.
I was gonna ask, have they made any games outside of that?
Let's look it up.
Because that's what I would be interested to know. I feel like the answer to that question is no, because I don't know when they would have had the time. I don't know how they had that time to release this.
So prior to Pokemon Red and Green, they made Mendel Palace, Smart Ball, Yoshi, Magical Taruto-kun, some Sega game,
Big
Mario
fan of that,
and
all right.
Wario, Nantan no Isho, Kuru Puzzle, Pulse Man. Okay. And then they made Red, Green, and Blue, and then they made some other stuff. And then it's Pokemon Gold, Silver, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Box, Ruby and Sapphire, Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green, Pokemon Emerald, Drill Dozer, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Platinum, Heart and Gold, Soul Silver, Black and White 2, Harmonite, Pocket Card Jockey, Pokemon X and Y, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Tembo the Badass Elephant, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Okay, so I apologize. There probably has been a difficulty slider somewhere, but definitely in none of the Pokemon games has there been a difficulty slider. And then they made all the way up into Pokemon's Legends ZA and the Mega Dimension expansion. So they made like every single Pokemon game. And now they're making
who made Pokemon, was it Stadium or Coliseum?
I don't know who made that. So let me make another pin in the thing. They made every mainline Pokemon game. I'm not counting the spin-offs, and they didn't make any of the spin-offs. They didn't make Pokemon Go. They didn't make any of the Mystery Dungeon games. They didn't make Stadium or Coliseum. So don't come at me, okay? I just meant like the mainline games, like Red, Blue, those sort of shits.
Yeah. Do they have like separate studios within the company?
I don't know. That's a good question. But they've worked for Namco and Sony, apparently. Nintendo, Sega, Victor Entertainment, T&E Soft, Sony Music Entertainment, the Pokemon Company. Okay, so interesting. They've worked under Game Freak also. I think that just means they published their own game as themselves.
I was gonna say, okay,
but it does say that. Yeah. So, anyways, there you go.
Oh, there I go.
Their building looks kind of fucking cool.
Thank you.
Oh.
Well, that's interesting. I might check that game out. I mean, Pokemon's dope. Souls-like gameplay sounds cool.
Yeah, dude, I've always wanted to play as one person, one dog.
Yeah.
Like 2 girls did 1 cup. It's 1 person, 1 dog.
Almost exactly like that, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you gonna get it?
I probably will. And dude, come on, let's be honest. I buy every Game Freak game. Let me put a pin in that. I buy every Pokemon game.
Damn. Are you getting Pokopia?
No, that game looks fucking stupid. I hate Ditto. And not only does that game look stupid, but the Pal World version of the game looks a lot better.
This guy just lied. Said he gets every Pokemon game.
No, it's not. Well, every mainline Pokemon game. Like Red and Blue, Scarlet, Violet, those games, not the fucking spin-offs. I don't get any of those.
The pre-order just came up for it a few days ago.
Hell yeah.
Very interesting.
So there's a possibility I'll get Pokopia just to scratch that little bit of a cozy gamer itch, but I probably won't just because it just looks like a really shitty Dragon Quest Builders 2.
I don't like that it's $70.
I don't like that you play as fucking Ditto. I hate Ditto. It's so fucking ugly and derpy looking. And people are like, oh, dude, it's cute. No, it's fucking ugly. It's like the same thing as like, we're going to get a little political here. It's like the same thing as like woke characters, like the Fable character, for instance, the original Fable character for the new upcoming title. I just feel like I don't want to play as something that's like inherently ugly just because that's the way that someone thinks it's cute or something, you know?
So you've never modeled yourself in a video game?
Oh, I have. And not only that, but I have also made my characters absolutely fucking hideous. Even worse than you. Yeah, you didn't think I caught that little insult there, bitch?
Got him. No, that was the whole point.
But yeah, so anyways, the whole thing, I don't think I've ever tried to make myself in a video game. I've made like close, like a facsimile, but it's always in like meme video games like Miitopia, you know?
Fuck's Miitopia?
Some game where you play as Miis. It's basically like Final Fantasy Light.
What the fuck's Final Fantasy Light?
Miitopia. Anyways, point is, wait, what was my point?
You didn't have one.
Pokopia looks stupid. I don't even. How did we get onto Pokopia from fucking Beast of Reincarnation?
Because we were talking about Pokemon.
So my one thing I will say about Beast of Reincarnation is I'm getting real sick of this like duo dynamic that video games keep doing. Like God of War, it's you and Atreus, or like Kratos and Atreus, or Uncharted, it's Nathan Drake and someone else, or The Last of Us, and it's what's his name and what's his name, Ellie and Joel. You know,
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of like, it's like, I get it. Your main character doesn't really have anything to say unless there's like a partner, you know? But at the same time, like, I feel like devs don't do it right. Like, I think The Last of Us did it well. And I think the Uncharted games did it pretty well. So, like, Naughty Dog in general does it pretty well. And I think, like, Halo did it pretty good because Cortana was not, like, constantly harassing you.
Mm-hmm.
But there are definitely some games, like God of War specifically, where you'll, like, enter a room with puzzles. And I was just watching Goose do this. And you enter a room with a puzzle, and before you even have a chance to think about what the puzzle might be, because there's, like, a boss or an enemy or something, or, like, there's a loot you want to pick up, and so you go to pick the loot up first. Your partner's like, hey, I think you have to shoot that rope over there to drop that thing on the other thing, and then it'll work. It's like, brother, I haven't even looked at the room yet. Fuck off. And, you know, that shit's hella annoying.
Yeah, in Naughty Dog games, they did always do that pretty well. It was like the game would realize you were stuck, and then it would offer that hint like that.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't mind like a hint here and there. Like, I honestly would prefer a hint if I'm really struggling, but, like, I don't know, wait a couple minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know how this, like, duo is going to work between, like, the dog and the character, but, like, I'm really not looking forward to a game where, like, I don't know, maybe it's Dark Souls and you die, and then your companion dog comes over and hits you with a resurrection stone and you're good to go again. Like, just start over.
Exactly.
But I definitely don't like the hints immediately sort of thing. Like, let me get my bearings first and then you can drop a hint.
Kind of interesting. This game seems like it's going to be a more mature direction, obviously, than like their Pokemon games. So that'll be fresh.
I just wonder what drove them to, like, is this like their passion project? Like, what out of the blue, like, I want to know, and maybe this information is out there, but I want to know how they ended up on this project as the developer. Like, were they approached by, what did I call them? Frictions? Did they get approached by the publishing company, and the publishing company was like, hey, we want to put this game out. We need a dev. Can you do it? And they're like, yeah, we can do it. Or was it like they decided they wanted to make something other than Pokemon and then went and found a publisher that was willing to work with them?
I feel like anyone would be willing to work with them. They're pretty well known, you know.
They are pretty well known, but Pokemon has a really bad rap for being, like, really fucking not optimized and really, like, shitty graphics, like cartoony, like, game, like, I don't know, simple gameplay mechanics. Like, I don't know. Pokemon gets a lot of flack for just being for children, which, I mean, it's for children. So
evidently they have something called the Gear Project Initiative. They've released one game under it named Giga Wrecker, which came out for PC. That's what resulted in. Wait. Oh, so that should already be out then, unless it got fucking canned. So this says they released a game on Nintendo Switch, and it's an RPG called Town. But yeah, so Gear Project resulted in Harmonite, Pocket Card Jockey, Timbo, the Badass Elephant, and Giga Wrecker.
Oh, okay.
So essentially it sounds like so there's two different production teams, simply named Production Team 1 and Production Team 2.
Badass, dude.
Team 1 is fully dedicated to Gear Project, while Team 2 is for the Pokemon operation.
Okay.
Oh, so as a company, they prioritize Gear Project.
Oh,
I guess they're just not that they're not that innovative, I guess. That's kind of cool though. That like
they're not that innovative, or
the
Nintendo
Gear project in general. It's kind of cool. Like they're willing to pump out not Pokemon. I guess just none of them ever can fucking conjure it.
Well, I think it's Nintendo is holding them back a lot because Nintendo is very well. I mean, I feel like we're saying something negative about Nintendo every fucking week. But those kids are fucking greedy as shit, and they keep like Nintendo as a company puts out like barely anything updated from the last game, and then people buy that shit. And like, I guess because it's not every year like Call of Duty, people forget that the fucking like every Mario game is exactly the fucking same.
Yeah.
Every Pokemon is the same. Every Yoshi is the same. Actually, I feel like Yoshi might have the most variety of types of games. Yoshi's Woolly World was pretty good. And that was more like a Little Big Planet, Sackboy's Big Adventure type game than a regular standard Yoshi game.
Something else kind of cool. It sounds like they'll move people back and forth between team 1 and team 2. So I'm guessing when someone comes up with an idea, them and some others will move to team 1 to create said idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dude, I don't know. I think
then they'll move back to apparently. So like after their game drops, they'll move back to team 2, and it says they can bring some of that back to the Pokemon team and try to create something different for Pokemon. Allegedly, obviously that's never happened before.
The craziest part about that is that Pokemon, like the spin-off games, are all pretty unique and like different, but Game Freak doesn't make those.
Yeah.
And the Pokemon they keep making is basically unchanged and has been unchanged. Like the biggest break from the main formula is Legends Arceus and Legends ZA. And both of those have a ton of criticism for being like really simple and like dumbed down versions of Pokemon, which is crazy because Pokemon's already like a really simple dumbed down game in and of itself. I mean, it's not like really like, I don't know, they have puzzles and stuff and some of that shit's really complicated, but at the same time, like, I don't know, nobody looks at Pokemon as like, oh dude, they're breaking ground, that's the guys to look out for, they're breaking ground. Everyone looks at Pokemon and like, yeah dude, it's the same as last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If Beasts of Reincarnation does well, I wonder how Pokemon's reputation is going to fare, and if perhaps people are going to say, oh well, Game Freak made that game and it's way better than any Pokemon game, why don't we have a good Pokemon game? Like, we just now got the Switch 2, and like maybe the excuse is the console is not strong enough, but Scarlet and Violet, even on the Switch 2, still have parts where they're framey, like they have bad frame rate, and there's not a lot going on in the game, I don't think. So the fact that it's like that is honestly insane.
Maybe after Beasts of Reincarnation comes out, maybe the next mainline game after that will be better, because the Team 2 guy will go back to Team 1. Or I said that backwards. The Team 1 guy will go back to Team 2.
Hey guys, if you just adjust these polygons here and add this different shader, now it looks real.
Yeah, imagine.
Maybe.
Moving on to I would say more negative game news connotation. Ashes of Creation. You ever heard of her?
Yes. Was a point in time where I was quite excited to play that.
So that is a fantasy MMO RPG developed by Intrepid Studios. They have suddenly imploded. Several key members resigned. There are mass layoffs incoming, and the game's future seems completely dead. It raised $3 million on Kickstarter with a specific claim: if we don't release the game, we will refund everyone. And the game just back in December, I think, was dropped on Steam, dropped onto Steam, so that way that kind of null and voids that claim for them. Something kind of crazy though, it was originally announced in 2016. It was funded on Kickstarter the following year, earning 3.2 million in pledges. They continued selling pre-release access to the game for a long time. Some users started to catch on and claim or warn that it was a scam. Evidently, the founders passed. It completely shrouded in MLM scheme. They were posting regular updates though, and then in late 2021, the studio switched from UE4 to Unreal Engine 5. So like that probably fucking bought them more time. So they did finally launch it last month. So when this article was written, it was still January. So yeah, they released it in December. And then so let me see if I can find the
also
exact
according
date.
to their website, they're hiring, by the way.
Yeah, I fucking bet they are. Doing layoffs and hiring is kind of crazy.
Well, I don't think they probably fired whoever updates their website.
Probably.
And so that website has not been updated at all.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy. So the so this is an interesting tidbit I wanted to add. So the founder and CEO and creative director Steven Sheriff, he uploaded this to the Ashes of Creation Discord channel. It says, I can make a limited statement in my personal capacity and not on behalf of the company regarding the situation. Control of the company shifted away from me, and the board, remember that, and the board began directing actions that I could not ethically agree with or carry out. As a result, I chose to resign in protest rather than lend my name or authority to decisions I could not ethically support. Following my resignation, much of the senior leadership team resigned. Following those departures, the board made the decision to issue WARN Act notices and proceed with the mass layoff. I cannot responsibly speak to future details at this time due to ongoing legal and governance matters. What I can say is that the developers and staff acted in good faith and deserve better than the uncertainty they are now facing. I am incredibly dismayed by the situation. All right. So here's the thing about that statement with the board. All right. According to public records from the state of California, the board consists of literally only him and his husband.
There's no way.
What the fuck, dog?
There's no way the board is him and his husband.
The board is literally him and his husband. And let me just remind you of what the statement said. Control of the company shifted away from me, and the board began directing actions that I could not ethically agree with or carry out.
So they're getting a divorce, and the husband's running away with the bag.
Hopefully, the husband, John Moore, was listed as chief financial officer, so probably.
The CFO was married to the CEO?
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that.
Nah, dude, sure you can.
No, I don't think you can do that, brother. I don't think you can do that. there's holy shit, brother. There's no way.
Who's gonna stop him? That's the problem.
Yeah, can we get the day before kids back? Like, I think I like them better.
It was on Steam for 52 days. That's crazy.
The fact that they actually, the fact that it was a rug pull, but they actually produced a game. Wow. What a long con, by the way. So the company, by the way, Intrepid Studios was founded in 2015. So 11 years almost that they were pulling the long con. Wow. The board was one person. Also, the board cannot be the CFO.
W. It can when there's no one to stop you.
Well, they're not a publicly traded company, I don't think, so there wouldn't be a board anyway.
Yeah.
Can we get some lawyers and financial bros in here to fucking explain what the fuck just happened? Because this is I'm a little out of my depth on this, but goddamn, I don't think this is legal. This dude might be going to prison for a long time, brother.
Well, so I'm curious how many employees they had.
According to their website, they had a lot.
Okay. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That game's bad.
Actually, the website lists John Moore as the COO, not the CFO.
Maybe good old John Moore shifted his title.
Jason Zimmerman, director of IT. Half of the people in their team don't have photos on their team photo.
Probably fake people.
It might be, dude. Let's look at some of these names. Some of these look like they could be. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, some of these look like they could be like stock photos.
Yeah,
Jacob,
imagine.
No, that name's too fucking. Colby Marchie, Zachary Strange, James I don't know. These names don't seem that crazy. They're probably like they don't seem like generic, like we generated a name sort of names. That's insane. Hold on, I want to see how many developers were even on the team.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
Wow, the MLM guy selling $600 plus pre-alpha access turned out to be a running scam. Who could have predicted this? Oh shit. Yeah, so, okay, this is a Reddit post. I'll read it to you. Steven posted a message in Discord trying to spin it as a hostile takeover by board of directors with Intrepid's leadership voluntarily resigning and the board just nuking the entire company. If this game had any sort of board of directors, then I imagine we would have seen much more progress on the game within the last 9 years of development. Either Steven is lying or trying to save face, or this board of directors and Steven have been lining their pockets and just sucked the money dry. And then someone says, if you haven't seen it linked yet, business filings were filed just December 30th, and it shows the board only had 2 members, Steven and his husband.
That's crazy, dude.
The document shows 2 officers, not board members, so it shows 1 director, which is all that is legally required to be listed in California for privacy reasons. Okay, so reading that, if you only have to actually list 1 person on the board for privacy reasons,
So there could have been more people on the board.
There could have been more people on the board, yes. But as far as the documents are concerned, there was just the 2.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not finding a number for how many people actually work there, so maybe it was like fucking 20.
Yeah.
This is saying as of early 2026, they had approximately 200 to 250 employees.
That's a lot.
The AI overview on Google says the San Diego-based developer known for Ashes of Creation experienced minor targeted team adjustments and restructuring in January 2026, but maintains a substantial team size. Okay.
Yeah, okay, bud.
Nice. I only know one person who's played this game, and he liked it a lot. Asmongold has also played it, and Asmongold was talking very highly of it when he had seen it. Well, I don't know. I think he got his hands on it like 2 years ago or whatever. I want to know what he's saying about it now. Let's see.
Yeah.
Asmongold, Ashes of Creation. Yeah, so he played it in 2021.
Damn.
And then a year ago, he posted a couple videos about it. One of them being titled "Goodbye Ashes of Creation," but it was him reacting. Damn. What the hell? Why is there audio? Okay, so a guy named Narc, NARC, posted a video which Asmon reacted to a year ago, and he was calling out Ashes of Creation as being like a rug pull, scammy boy sort of thing. And everybody was like, nah. And now there's a flood of comments on that video today and yesterday saying that they scammed us after all. Prophet Narc. He was 100% correct. He deserves an apology from many people. I guess he got canceled over this. Or something, but
yeah.
It's just kind of funny that this happened, but I haven't watched the video, so I can't speak more on the video other than just that like brief thing. But it's interesting that someone was talking about it even a year ago. But what can you do?
Exactly. What can you do?
Speaking of long 10-year projects, let's talk about the next topic.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the end of the podcast.
Oh, okay. My bad. We're ending now. Bye.
So Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the director has quite an ambitious plan. He has stated he wants to make 12 to 15 seasons. Although I don't think we're actually going to get that. That's just what he wants. So basically, the source material consists of enough stuff to cover like a trilogy, so like 3 seasons. Esquire, the magazine, asked Parker if there will be 3 seasons. He explained that he plans to go far beyond that, as he wants to do between 4 and 5 seasons with Egg as a kid, followed by 4 or 5 seasons as Egg the Prince 10 years later, and then to finish Dunk and Egg's stories another decade later. So this would take place over the course of Parker, Claffey, and Ansel's lifetimes. Also, sorry, not director, the showrunner. So he admits that he is not sure anyone's going to let him do that.
You're talking about Era Parker, showrunner?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it's going to depend on how good the show does, which I will say, as of right now, the show has the highest Rotten Tomatoes score for the critic side. I think the viewer side, the popcorn meter, I think it's not doing as hot, but at least critic wise, the show is the highest Game of Thrones show currently.
Oh.
So here's my issue with that. And you brought it up when we were talking about it earlier. I feel like yeah, that'll work as long as you're fucking actors and the showrunner stay alive, you know?
True.
That's kind of like the biggest issue with that.
So it does have George R.R. Martin listed as a screenwriter, but I don't know if because they only have like what, a book or something to go off of.
There's 3.
Oh, there are 3. Okay. And they're gonna try and stretch the show into multiple seasons for the book, or that's what this person wants to do.
Yeah. So it sounds like around ish 5 seasons per like span of life. So like, you know, this, like, I guess it'll cover like the first 3 books, or the 3 books rather. It'll cover the 3 books, and then like extend it a little bit, and then it's gonna do like a time jump and then another time jump.
I was under the impression that by the end it was all 3 books, but they're gonna do extra stuff outside of that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I don't know. I haven't read the books. I'm assuming the way the books end, it'll be like the main story they're telling. I'm assuming. Maybe the books jump around like that too. So currently, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms has a 95% tomato meter, but a 63% tomato meter. Sorry, popcorn meter. Game of Thrones is 89.85, and then let's see what House of Dragons is. House of the Dragon is 87.77.
So
exactly.
Game of Thrones on IMDb has a 9.2. House of the Dragon has an 8.3, and Knight of the Seven Kingdoms has an 8.3 on IMDb. But the fact that the tomato meter the gap is getting wider and wider with each like title is not a good sign.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I will be starting A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms once all the episodes are out. I was originally gonna wait for House of the Dragon to finish up, and I got tired of waiting, and I'm a little pissed because I was expecting it to fucking go on forever, and they take so long in between each season. Like it was gonna end up being 10 years.
Yeah.
They just finally announced that they're only gonna do 4 seasons. Finally, it was only supposed to be 1,
right?
And then they extended it to 2. And then as the second season was coming out, they were like, we're just gonna keep making it. And so that's when I was like, fuck, dude, it's gonna be like 10 years. But yeah, I finally broke down and started watching it this past weekend, and wouldn't you fucking know it? I think it was like yesterday or today. Maybe it was like a couple days ago, but either way, they finally came out and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do 4 seasons. So turns out I should have just fucking waited.
True.
But House of the Dragon's good from what I've seen. Second season was worse. I don't like the way it ended.
What about Game of Thrones? Do you like how that ended?
Loved it. 10 out of 10, dude.
Yeah,
that last season, best.
Oh yeah,
best television ever recorded.
I feel like there was so much going on in the show, and so George R.R. Martin has taken fucking forever to put the books out. Actually, since I discovered Game of Thrones, he's put out 3 books. So like, actually, he's kind of hauling ass. Although I discovered Game of Thrones in like 2010 or something. So right before the show started.
Yeah.
The thing is though, is that he seemed like he was taking pretty meticulous notes of what characters were doing and how they were moving and all that sort of thing, because like there are so many characters. Like that's the whole point, is like it's a bunch of different characters and factions, and it seemed like he really knew what everyone was doing and how to like tell the story in a way that like made sense. And I think because the 8th book wasn't out yet, but 8th book, whichever, 9th book, whatever book it's supposed to be. That's the last book for Game of Thrones. The people who were doing the show had to just sort of like guess, and they forgot well, first of all, the season was like had less episodes than all the other seasons, didn't it? It was like half the season.
Yeah.
So
like that, yeah.
There was that. It was rushed in that regard, but it's also just like, I feel like for the most part, the actual people doing the show didn't understand how to like keep track of what people were doing and what people had done. And so because of that, they like forgot what they were doing, which is kind of crazy because like you're making the show, like you showed us something. How are you going to forget that? But maybe just the time between the season 7 and season 8, they would forget that. But it almost felt like between episodes, they fucking forgot. So I don't know. They don't have the George R.R. Martin fucking ability to keep track of all the fucking characters. But you know, I don't know if this new person's gonna have the ability to do that either for a more limited cast or a much longer runtime.
Yeah,
trying to after has it before your season 1 is finished, make it an announcement that you want to be like the next House or the next Bones or the next like Supernatural is crazy to me. Like,
yeah, it's gonna all depend on like like ratings.
Well, not only that, but like House and Bones and Supernatural and every long running TV show that was only supposed to be a couple seasons, every single one of them gets lost in the sauce and loses the plot and starts doing weird, like eccentric stuff. And like, if you watch the first couple of seasons of Supernatural, this is a really good example of it. They're like kind of dark and creepy, and then by like the 3rd season, it's getting a little wacky. And by the most recent shit, it's like goofy as all fuck. And it's just like,
yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like, it's just like, you can't have a television show run for that long without like a really well written source material, I think. So like, Game of Thrones was great until they hit the point where they caught up with the books. And I think that's just a big problem. And you know, that's kind of a problem in general because you can watch something a lot faster than you can read about it, you know.
So it sounds like The Hedge Knight, which is the book that A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is based on. It sounds like it ends well before the end of either character's life.
Damn.
So because what happens to them is laid out in stories.
And like other works and stuff.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. Or like through like dialogue. Because Dunk and Egg get referenced in I'm assuming in the Game of Thrones book as well. What is it? Fucking is Fire and Blood what House of Dragon is based off of?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
Okay. A Song of Ice and Fire. Okay, so that's what Game of Thrones is based off of.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming in the book it does, but at least in the show, Dunk and Egg get referenced a few times actually.
Maybe they like will call back to older stuff or like the history of things. Because there was like, you know, a Game of Thrones was the first book of A Song of Fire, of Ice and Fire or whatever. Fire and Ice. I actually don't know what order that's in. Ice and Fire, I think. Which spoiler is in the title. So there's Game of Thrones and Clash of Kings, Storm of Swords, I think is 3rd, Feast of Crows, and then A Dance with Dragons after that. And then I think there's 2 more. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I just looked up. 2 additional volumes, The Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring, are planned.
Yeah, The Winds of Winter is what he needs to be fucking writing currently instead of fucking dicking off wearing his stupid ass fucking hat. Fat fucking bitch, dude.
Yo,
finish writing your shit.
Yeah, come visit me and we'll go up to his house and slap him. That's a meme. We're not actually gonna do that. Whoa. Just because he's old and fat doesn't mean he would die.
It does.
Oh, this dude's gonna slap him with a cannon, I guess, a bazooka.
Nah, you just knew the new slapping competitions they do. That's how hard I'm gonna fucking smack
That's
him.
what you're gonna do, all the way back and just.
Yeah, I'm gonna like grab like one side of his cheek and I'm gonna like rear back. I'll get you to fucking hold his arm.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I'm not big enough. Be like out here. Oh. That dude is rotund.
I think I'm gonna rewatch Game of Thrones here soon because up until that last season, it is peak fucking television. I've enjoyed watching House of the Dragon as well. It's not as good, but it's cool. It's cool getting to see like the world set like 100 years before, and like seeing like locations and earlier versions of houses and stuff like that.
Is it in
really
Westeros?
Cool. Yeah. Okay,
that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense because the Targaryens were technically in power before Game of Thrones even starts.
Yeah. Yeah, it said 100 years before, or 170. It might be 170.
House of Dragons is
still. Yeah.
Oh shit. So is it before the A Night of Seven Kingdoms?
Yeah, Night of Seven Kingdoms is in between House of Dragons and Game of Thrones.
I see.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, but everyone's favorite character isn't in that show.
Oh yeah, who's that?
The Night Watch guy that he's not actually a Night Watch guy, but he's the guy that
House of Dragons is almost 200 years before Game of Thrones. But yeah, it's solid. I've liked it.
Wait, what the fuck is that
not
guy's
as
name?
good,
but Sandor Clegane.
Oh,
the Mountain or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Hound. My bad. The Hound.
Yeah, I was say I think Sandor was the Hound.
They all have like names and then titles, and then none of that shit is fucking spelled correctly.
True.
Like jail is Goal, and then Sir is Ser. Those are just the ones I can think of the top of my head because Elden Ring.
True.
Which, by the way, why the fuck was that kid making Elden Ring instead of writing his fucking book?
He's just looking for excuses to not like why is he fucking filling in all these shows? Like he wrote the books. All he has to do is just be like, you're not fucking using my works unless you stay true to like the source material.
I don't think it's
that.
He
doesn't need to fucking be there.
I literally think it's like, well, season 8 was a flop. I'm not even going to bother writing the fucking books. I'm not selling books anyway. I'm selling TV views. And so he's just going to keep making TV shows till he dies, probably.
You don't think he's selling books?
I mean,
I feel like the popularity of the show definitely caused those to spike.
Yeah, it definitely did. But like, I mean, I don't think he's like selling books at the level of like, oh, dude, if I put a new book out, everyone's going to buy it. I think it's like, I think he's probably making more money, even if he is selling a lot of books. I think he's making more money from the TV show and royalties. And there's way more residuals. There's probably way more residuals from the show than there are from books. Because, you know, someone buys a book and then they take it to the library or something, and then you can just read it at the library. You're not making any money on that. But if someone watches your show on TV or streaming, you're making residuals.
All right. So the first 4 books sold around 12 million copies before the TV show debut. By 2018, which I think was when the last season came out, right? That sounds about right. Like
that sounds right.
COVID.
Yeah, right before COVID.
90 million copies.
Damn. Okay, so the show fucking was moving books. Got it.
And then between 2022 to now, it's cited to be over 90 million.
So like I said, he's not moving books anymore. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I meant. Like, I never said he didn't move books. I'm just saying currently he's not moving books. And that sounds yeah, that sounds like it's correct. My intuition has never failed me, except for all the times it has. I mean, if they can actually manage to do the show that long, that'd be cool. I just hope that their child actor doesn't grow up to be a Stranger Things level actor and grows up to be a Harry Potter level actor.
Yeah, accurate.
Except not Jenny Weasley, because her actor's bad. I forgot what her name is.
Damn.
She is though, dog. Have you watched those movies? Every time she's on scene, it's like cringy, dude. She's like supposed to like. There's like this one scene where she like goes down to hug Harry, and she's like hover arming him, and it's like, oh, and she's like looking around, like, what am I supposed to do? Hug him, dog. He just fucking damn, brother. I don't know. That shit was fucking weird. You just go watch all the footage of her, and you're like, damn, she's actually not great.
Hell no.
Hell no. I actually don't know how they didn't make her reshoot it. They should have made her reshoot it. Everyone else in the take was good except for her. They're like, damn, this is the take. It's like that one take in Lord of the Rings. I bet you didn't catch it, by the way. But it's when the Rohirrim come up around and they surround Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas when they were chasing the orcs or whatever. And they surround them on their horses. It's right at the beginning of the second movie. And one of the guys is fucking sitting there on his horse and his fucking sword falls out of its scabbard onto the ground. No,
I did not catch that.
Yeah, it's a mistake, but that was the best take, so that's the take they kept. Where his fucking sword falls out, and like his sword falls out, and he just like looks at it like, oh shit, but he doesn't break character, and he just delivers his lines or whatever. But he looks down at it, he's like, oh fuck. And I think it really helped because Viggo Mortensen was there, and that kid's a fucking G at acting, and he didn't like look at it or anything. He kept eye contact with him because he's like, brother, we're doing the scene, and so that's the take they used. Yeah,
it's kind of badass.
Yeah, I forget what that kid's name is. It's like Aomer or something like that. That might actually be his name. I don't know. It would be nice to see a good show with a good runner, like a good run length, and then not be terrible. But I still think they're going to get lost in the fucking sauce, and it's going to end up being something completely different by the end.
Yeah. I mean, so here's the thing. We've seen how Game of Thrones goes when they go off, like when they get off the source material. So that's kind of a scary concept because, I mean, it sucks. George R.R. Martin's fucking bad at finishing his shit, but like what he does have out is good.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, maybe not the second book, but
what happens in the second book?
Nothing at all.
Oh.
Fucking nothing happens in the second book. I can't name any. So in the first book, like the fucking Robert dies, Ned Stark dies, like important fucking characters. Like your main character died in the first book. Like what the fuck? And then in the second book, I can't remember a fucking thing that happens. Fucking the small man yells at people and has sex with some hookers, and then the rest of everything else that happens is like fucking weird, like not important shit. And then you get to the third book and it's like, oh, Red Wedding, that's fucking crazy.
So Ned was kind of like being propped up to be like the main character, but I would argue it's probably Dany, but I guess like the Targaryens overall.
If you read the actual book, Dany is like she's like a big role or whatever, but she's like a subplot basically that's going on because like they're not even on the same continent or whatever. So
until like the very end.
Yeah, so her shit's all like a sub. Like she's the main character of her story, but her story is like a side story apart from Westeros.
So I hear you, but there's just so much more like lore, I guess I would say, to the Targaryens than pretty much anyone else.
Yeah, like I said, Song of Ice and Fire is literally fucking spoilers, because you find out that Jon Snow is the mixing of ice and fire, since he's a Stark and a Targaryen. Spoilers, by the way. So yeah, you're not wrong, but I don't know, like the way the book is written, like Ned is like very easily the main character. I mean, the Starks, the whole Stark clan is like the main characters, and like those are like the characters that you're living through their perspectives for the majority of the first book.
Yeah.
And then in the second book, you're living through fucking Caitlyn's or Catelyn's or however the fuck you say her name, her perspective a lot, and then she fucking dies in the third book. Thank God, Jesus.
Damn.
I fucking hated her.
I can tell.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. The the second book is just kind of a slog. It's work. It's tedious to read that book. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways. Moving on. God of War casting news update. So it seems like every week we're having to like
good
mention new things.
But good though. Good for us anyway. Maybe. Probably.
Yeah. It really sucks. I hate watching a show and like watching one episode and like being excited and having to wait a week.
Same.
I'm going to try to watch God of War every week. Because like I just started Fallout now that I'm done with House of Dragons. I just started Fallout today, and that also just finished its second season. So anyways, casting news update. So
we'll finish on Tuesday, you mean?
I thought the last episode did already come out. Okay, well, it'll be done by the time I get to the last episode,
right.
or whatever. So Alufar Daria Olafsson, he was indeed cast as Thor. He's the fucking big fella from Severance.
Nice.
Mandy Patinkin was cast as Odin. Mimir's actor is reprising his role, Alistair Duncan.
The actor from the game is reprising his role in the live action TV show.
Yeah, no one was confused about that.
Yeah, just in case
Danny Woodburn. Danny Woodburn has been cast as Brock, and Jeff Golka has been cast as Sindri.
And much to the chagrin, however you say that, of Peter Dinky Man, they cast actual dwarf people. I don't know the appropriate way to say that. I guess dwarfs is, you don't need to say people after that. Dwarfs, small people.
Yeah.
Because he had his say in Snow White, and he had them CGI all the dwarfs out and turn them into and creature things, CGI animals, one might say.
That's cringy.
And then him, because he's the only little person actor that anyone cares about, I guess. Meanwhile,
they could have Infinity Warred it and made him a giant fucking dwarf.
I just hate the fact that they could have just hired 7 little people, and instead they hired him and CGI'd the other 6.
That is really fucking weird.
And a lot of dwarfs.
That was at his
his request. Yeah, he like basically was like, we don't need other dwarfs on this. We just need like CGI shit. But yeah, apparently he was like the driving force behind that. And so weird. A lot of people who are dwarfs themselves were actually really upset at him for that specifically.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So here's what happened. In 2022, Peter Dinklage criticized Disney's live-action Snow White for producing a backward story with harmful stereotypes about people with dwarfism living in a cave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so because he had that criticism, Disney decided to avoid any stereotypes at all and just erase them from the thing completely. No representation for you. No. We're just going to erase you like you never existed. Yes. Kind of like
the
Seattle football team or Washington football team, as it's called, or the Land O'Lakes. I always like the meme of a native guy saying they took the land but removed the Indian or something like that.
Yeah.
Damn. Shout out representation, even if negative.
Exactly.
You can only have positive representation, otherwise don't have it at all.
You know something I think is kind of funny? They have cast almost everyone except for fucking Atreus.
Good. Who are they going to cast? Will Poulter?
God, I hope so.
Dude, he would honestly kill it in that role.
Fucking full-on adult Atreus portraying a small Atreus.
Yeah. I mean,
if they were smart, they would get Will Poulter.
Who
I don't know. I don't
cast
really...
for that. Like, I don't know any actors that are like young, like children. And you'd probably want a child, right? You wouldn't want like a Timothy Chalamet or like a, what the fuck is the Spider-Man guy's name? Tom
Holland.
Yeah, that's one.
So,
Holland.
Yeah, it would need to be someone younger. Holland looks young, but maybe he won't after he's done filming the Odyssey.
True. Well, and he has stated explicitly that he's really tired of getting typecast as like the young guy. And like, I feel it, dude. Like,
well, grow a fucking beard.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. Timothy Chalamet doesn't have a beard. He still looks pretty young. He looks like he could be like, I have like two feelings about that. Like, he looks like he could be like 37, but he also looks like he could be 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know any, like, there's no big names for like young actors. Like, it'd have to be like new talent. So
child actors usually suck.
Yeah, but so like it would have to be like, it's probably going to be fresh talent, like brand new.
Yeah.
First thing. Like, it's going to be the first thing they're working on, unless they worked on something as like a little child.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll update once. So we still need Atreus and we still need Freya, technically.
Do we have Balder? I think we need Balder too, don't we?
Was that just a rumor for Balder last week? Maybe it was just a rumor.
I think it was just a rumor, and then we were talking about who we wanted. Max Parker.
Yeah.
Is reported. So rumors and reports say that it's Max Parker.
So nothing official yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But it was the same leak that mentioned
Olafson or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Olafur
Dari. Yeah. So I mean, if they were right about that, probably be Max Parker.
True.
So yeah, that's dope. Something that is, well, I would say it's less dope, but I actually don't think I care because honestly, this is probably for the best. 8K TVs have been seemingly abandoned.
Rip.
So LG just announced they're no longer making 8K TVs, which pretty much just leaves Samsung as the only major TV company. Panasonic is too, technically, but
are they?
But Sony, Hisense, and TCL have already left. 8K TVs only account for 0.1% of annual sales, with an estimated 1.6 million in use worldwide versus over 1 billion 4K TVs since 2015.
So, first of all, they're expensive. Second of all, you have to sit really fucking close to them. I pulled up the numbers. For an 8K TV that's 65 inches, you need to sit 1.5 feet away from it. And for an 85-inch TV, to fully appreciate the higher resolution, you have to sit 2.5 feet away from it at maximum.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So for an 85-inch TV that's this big, you have to sit this close to it, where my monitor is. Literally insane. Who is sitting that close to their television? Nobody. Houses aren't even built for your living room to look like that. You already have to sit too close to 4K TVs. 8K is fucking stupid. Let's see. Yeah, so for a 75 to 85 inch TV 4K, you can sit up to 9 feet away. But for a 65 inch, you should only sit 6 feet away. So you have to get 4.5 feet closer to a 65 inch TV, going from 4K to 8K. But yeah, just to go back to the companies that dropped it, this is according to a Twitter user named Utsav Techie. Okay, so grain of salt. But they said that after TCL exited in 2023, Sony in 2025, LG just dropped it, and then they said Samsung is the only major brand still in the 8K space, but their plans remain unclear. And then Hisense has largely stepped away. Panasonic dropped its 8K plans after weak demand, and Philips has shown prototypes but agrees the market isn't ready. And they also said 8K TVs have mainly failed due to high prices, lack of native 8K content, and misleading upscaling marketing.
Yeah, so the problem is we don't even have good 4K streaming yet.
No.
So it gets compressed to hell.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it has to, I think, just because of how the demand. But like,
yeah,
I don't know. The native 8K thing is a big thing too, because like, for you to really, really, really appreciate it, it has to be filmed in 8K. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it really should be, because upscaling doesn't necessarily. Upscaling is not the same as it just being that resolution to begin with. And that's hard. And I even think rendering videos and stuff would compress it a little bit. So it's just kind of, it's difficult, but rest in peace 8K for the most part. Maybe in like a decade. I just, the having to sit so close to the TV shit is really fucking annoying. This claim says that at typical living room distance, 8 to 10 feet away, the human eye can't distinguish between 8K and 4K. And I've heard some other shit like that is obviously bullshit. Like the human eye can't distinguish the difference between 120 frames and 250 frames. But like when I'm playing a game and my frames are at 120, I can definitely tell they're lower than at 250. So I don't know what kind of weird mumbo jumbo bullshit that is, but the data shows that at 8 feet away you can't tell the difference between the two resolutions. So who is sitting 2.5 feet away from their fucking 85-inch TV, by the way?
That's a good question. I don't think anyone would be, really. Like realistically.
Yeah. Nah, nobody.
Yeah, so we've been using you've been able to like downscale, or not downscale, but I guess export films to 4K for fucking decades, but I don't think, based off what I'm seeing, it doesn't seem like we can. No, it's been a lot longer than that. It's been since like the fucking, because hold on, let me go back to this article.
You mean for like in theaters and shit?
Because film shot on 35 millimeter, which is larger than 4K. So when it gets scanned and exported, technically
it's getting compressed a little bit.
Yeah. 4K is technically like a resolution lower. But I don't think 8K is native yet. But I just I don't know. I think there's just not the need for 8K. I think like, especially because like streaming seems to be like where the market is heading, which sucks, but that does seem to be like where it's heading. And like I said, we don't even have good 4K streaming yet, so let alone double that. Like it's just I just think it's one of those things that doesn't really need to happen. It just seems to be like very minimal gain.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things that like I feel like there was a little bit of a craze because when you really think about the jump from like standard definition of 480 up to 4K, that was a relatively short transition. You know, we had HD TVs for less time than 4K has been out.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that I think technology jumped really far, really fast, and then it kind of hit a I don't know, we'll just call it a stagnant patch. And while it is sort of been meandering to catch up to the actual resolution we can produce on video, it hasn't caught up yet. Like our screens aren't caught up. I mean, obviously we can make an 8K screen, like it's possible, but I think there needs to be more, like, I don't know, we'll call it magic going on behind the scenes before it's reasonable.
There could be more. Yeah, like give us the next version of like fucking OLED or you know, shit like that. You can
exactly.
make 4K feel better by doing little odds and ends like that.
Well, not only that, but any sort of improvements you make there, if you can bring them to 8K and make 8K more, I don't know, just feel better and look better. Like not look better, because obviously it already technically looks better, but like easier to look at and like give you the ability to move further back and that sort of thing. Because it's like very enthusiast right now, and you have to really be into it. And I just don't feel like, I almost feel like rather than having 8K, the move is actually to get like VR, like really good fucking VR screens, and that's going to be the future, is like a screen you wear on your face.
So I also think part of the issue is 4K was like already starting to kind of be abandoned before 8K even was like coming out. So there's very few 4K like players. A lot of them are 4K streaming players. There's only like 3, maybe 4 actual like 4K players, and they're all really expensive. Like they're all like 200 plus.
And just use your PlayStation.
That's also kind of an issue. Which you can use a PS5 or
Series X. Technically,
or
even a
Series
PS4.
X. Can you use a PS4?
A Pro, you can.
Oh, okay. Now, so also the thing with that though is it's not going to be. It will technically play the disc, but it's not like the optimal way,
right,
to play it.
Well, and you need to upgrade your HDMI on that as well.
Right. Moving on. Still movies. Last topic though. So Markiplier just dropped his movie Iron Lung, which is based off of an indie horror game.
Perfect.
His budget was $3 million, and he has made 17.8 million domestically and almost 4 million overseas, which homie's fucking killing it. Also, the cool thing about this, it is completely independent.
Nice.
He did not go through any studios. It is all funded by himself. So that's very cool.
That is kind of cool.
However, it does seem to be fixed from what I'm seeing. But on earlier today and yesterday, the movie was removed from the box office. Like not in the sense of like it wasn't you couldn't go see it, but like in the box office like tracker, um, the movie was nowhere to be shown. So
It
on
was,
day one,
it was doing too good. That's why.
yeah, on day one, it was at the top of the box office, which Send Help, Sam Raimi's new movie was coming out, and he was expecting to drop behind that, which like that's
Yeah.
fair, as he should. Um, so day one he was above that. Day two, gone. Day three, earlier today, it was also still gone. And everyone was like, what the fuck? So the other movies were updating because like some people were saying, oh, it's just because it hasn't updated yet. That doesn't make sense because the other movies were updating. Why would his movie not be updating? So everyone is saying it's because um the movie industry is like Hollywood is very intimidated by him because his movie is blowing the fuck up, and it's completely independent. So it's kind of like
That.
damn, he doesn't even need us.
Unfortunately, Hollywood has been such a stagnant cesspool of dog shit for so long that good, honestly.
I tried looking it up, and what I could look up, it's there. So I don't know which box office thing specifically it was, but when I was able to look it up, it was there. So I don't know if they fixed that earlier today.
They probably did, but now that it's lagging behind, they're like, "Oh, it's okay. We can let it go through." The funny thing about all of that, though, is, have you looked at the tomato meter for that?
Fuck no.
Okay,
Is it doing good?
Yeah. So Rotten Tomatoes has Iron Lung at a 50% tomato meter. 50%.
Oh.
Yeah. And a critic from IndieWire gave it a C+ and said Iron Lung is audacious and at times astonishingly boring.
Yikes.
Still, it feels more enthusiastic and celebratory than many blockbuster adaptations built on safer math. That's a lot of words that don't mean fucking anything. But I guess you are a fucking film critic. 50% is insane. The popcorn meter, on the other hand, though, is an 89%. 89%. Whereas if we compare it to Send Help, their tomato meter is a 93%. But their popcorn meter is an 87%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So Iron Lung has a higher popcorn meter rating than Send Help. So
I want to see Iron Lung. I like horror movies. And I'm wondering, so Markiplier has been for a while a pretty well loved and respected content creator.
That.
So I wonder if the tomato meter is actually more accurate.
Or
because like I was skimming through the reviews.
Yeah,
and
people could be love bombing it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it's being love bombed. I mean, it's only 2 hours and 7 minutes, but a lot of like the very top review, it's by the company or whatever is called The Only Critic. The guy's name is Nate Adams. He says trimming at least 30 minutes from the final cut would not have betrayed the game's structure. It likely would have honored it better while keeping non-diehard fans more engaged. So yeah, the criticism,
an
hour and 30 minutes.
It's pretty short. I just saw a guy who this is just a viewer who saw it. He says, hold on, where did that go? He said, cut this movie down about 45 minutes and it'd be better. Not terrible, but it drags and it's a hard drag. Not sure it's getting 89 from the audience score and 50 from the critic score. Seems more accurate in this case. And that's seldom the case. I can normally trust the audience score. So he's saying it's not an 89, and he's also saying that
so
it could have lost 45 minutes and been the same movie.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's being love bombed because of Markiplier's status.
Well, I think it's making money because of his status. People are like, oh, dude, Markiplier's movie came out. Let's go see it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he has millions of subs, so I definitely would not be surprised about that.
I personally don't really care for Markiplier, and I don't care for his voice or his face. And the fact that the movie is just him talking to himself like the whole time, and I can do without that.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. I'm a hater, I guess. I just want, if it's an independent film and it's good, I want it to do well, and I want Hollywood to be like, oh shit, we need to make original films because we're getting fucked over by this independent film.
Yeah.
We obviously need to see some more indie films like that come out. IMDb has it at a 6.7. So that's higher than a 50.
That is higher than a 50. That is true, Rock.
Troy Baker's in the film, apparently.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
He plays a character named David.
I want to see Send Help as well. I like Sam Raimi, and that movie seems interesting anyways as well.
Yeah, Sam Raimi's cool.
Sam Raimi is cool. Yeah, so I'll see if I can go see Iron Lung this weekend, maybe. Well, next weekend, and so I'll update maybe on next week's podcast. We'll see. Crumbl review?
If we must.
I didn't get cookies this past weekend.
Well, to no one's surprise, neither did I.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I'm gonna go this weekend either.
Well, before we get into that, let's hit the folks at home with this week's cookies. Starting off strong for the third week in a row, the Dubai chocolate cookie, everyone's favorite. Although I guess it is doing better. It is doing better than the brownie.
Maybe. So I don't know though, because the brownies come back a couple times, not 3 weeks in a row, but the brownie has come back, and they are making several different iterations of it. So I think the Dubai stuff just does well, but they're definitely beating the fuck out of this dead horse.
Dude, they really are. I was kind of not with you last week, but this week I'm kind of like, I'm over it. Like the Dubai chocolate's cool, dude. Like it's a nice little gimmick. It's fresh. It's different. It kind of is like such a fad though, and it's like the fad is gone. And I mean, apparently Crumbl doesn't know how to follow fads, since they are just a fad fucking organization or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. We've got the fudge brownie football cookie. How very spirited and Super Bowl of them. Is the Super Bowl this weekend? Hold on.
I think so, yeah.
Is it like the 5th or something? Super Bowl. I don't even know what the fucking. Okay, it's February 8th. So yeah, it's well, in a week from today, the day we are recording. I don't think anyone even gives a shit about the Super Bowl, by the way, except for people whose teams are in the Super Bowl, because it's just a repeat of a Super Bowl a few years ago.
It'll be repeat.
Being the Patriots versus the Seahawks. Let's look that up. Patriots played Seahawks in Super Bowl. Broncos might have made it to the Super Bowl if they hadn't lost their QB in the game before the last playoff game or whatever. In 2015 they played, and in 2017 they played. Wait. Okay, that was the Patriots 2 last times, but they played the Seahawks in 2015, so 11 years ago. Good job. Repeat Super Bowl. That has nothing to do with cookies other than the fact that this cookie is dressed up to look like a football. However, it's not in the shape of a football, and that kind of pisses me off a little.
If it makes you feel any better, you could squish it and like fucking mash it and make it in the shape.
I might.
You should go get that cookie, and well, assuming your store does the correct thing, knowing them, they probably don't though. But do they put the cookies on the counter and show you them?
Yeah. So, well, they have and they have not.
Okay, so same. I have seen them not do that, but yeah, they typically will. So you should like if they go to not do it, you should like force them to open the box. And then just fucking smush it right in front of them and be like, there you go. Now it's the shape of a football. And then walk out.
Yeah, order 6 of them and do it to all 6 of them.
Yeah.
I'll take a football shaped. I'll take a football
frosting all over your shit.
Dude, I'll take a football shaped cookie cutter and I'll just fucking stamp each one of them and be like, I don't need that extra bits. I just need the football shapes.
Yeah, but then you got to grab the cutoffs and fucking throw it back into the kitchen. Like,
I don't want this shit.
Yeah. I don't need this shit.
Dude.
That'd be so funny. You definitely get kicked out, but
dude, it'd be worth it, I think. Shit.
Especially with as much as you go to Crumbl. Fuck yeah, dude.
I was gonna say something about that though. Just the fact that it doesn't look like a football is stupid. I mean, it kind of looks like a potato. They need to figure out how to take these photos better, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. We've got the peanut butter cup brownie featuring Reese's, but not his pieces. Yeah, racist. A lot of chocolate.
We got this
week.
Dog shit ass fucking Twix cookie again.
Yep, the caramel shortbread cookie. What is a shortbread cookie? I don't even know. Fuck that. Exactly. And then rounding the week off with everyone's favorite, the confetti cake cookie featuring the worst kind of sprinkles, the round flat ones. I actually think those
actually are pretty L.
I think the stars are actually worse. They're like the same thing, but they're a star shape instead of a circle. But they're always like fucking stale. I don't know. Like at least the like candy coated sprinkles are not stale. These ones are like, I don't know, they're like stale. Like I don't know how to explain it other than they're stale. And then we have the semi-sweet chocolate chunk cookie this week instead of the regular chocolate chip cookie. Oh, and I don't know if they changed it or we're retarded. I don't know how this goes. But Thin Thursdays adds the thin cookies to the menu for Thursday. It does not replace the chocolate chip cookie for that day. Although I believe the week that I looked at it, I could not order the regular chocolate chip cookie. I could only order the cookie thins. So I don't know. I don't know if we're just stupid or they changed that. I wanted this to scroll to the next thing because apparently you can pre-order your Valentine's Day cookies now. So if you're into that, you can pre-order them now. Let me take a looky here. Pre-order for pickup. Brother, I don't care. Just pick a fucking location. A Crumbl Valentine. So you can get a Crumbl Valentine, which is a Crumbl twist on a classic Valentine. Each Valentine can be redeemed for a treat at any Crumbl store. So it's a gift card basically.
That's cool.
So it's like an actual Valentine's card and you give it to somebody and then they can go to Crumbl and get whatever they want. So there's that. And you can also pre-order packs of cookies. And actually is it going to let me see what the cookies are for Valentine's Day? Hold on. Let's click on one. Oh yes, it does. Here, we'll go ahead and Valentine's spoilers. I guess we could show the card too. There's going to be Dubai chocolate strawberry brownie. There's a strawberry heart cake. I think we talked about these last week. There's a salted caramel cheesecake cookie and a Valentine's M&M cookie. And then there's going to be the Conversation Hearts pink sugar cookie instead of the regular sugar cookie.
Ew.
I think it's the same sugar cookie, but there's little hearts on it now. So there you go. Yeah. The Valentine flavors. And then this is what the Valentine looks like. I think this might just be a stock photo. Cannot be replaced if lost, stolen, or this probably says used. This card does not expire and has no. So, okay, the card doesn't expire. So as long as you have the card, you can go in and get a free Crumbl. Large dessert, not a minis. So you have to get a full size cookie, you know, but you can go whatever week you want. It doesn't expire. That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah,
it's basically just a gift card, but it's a 1 cookie gift card.
Unlike the Nintendo vouchers, which do expire and have.
True. I hope you used your Nintendo vouchers. All right. Well, what are our free games looking like?
They're not looking.
Rip.
So, as mentioned last week, from January 29th until February 5th, you can get Definitely Not Fried Chicken. Starting on the 5th through February 12th, you have Botany Manor and Poison Retro Set, which that sounds like it's like a item in a game. I don't know. Seemed weird. We talked about this, I think, either last week or the week before. We should start talking about the PlayStation Plus free games.
Yeah, that was last week.
So for the month of February, that was like 6 months ago then. So for the month of February, we have Need for Speed Unbound.
No, that's January. Those are January's games.
Oh, were they?
For February's games, we have Undisputed, which is some boxing game. Then we have Subnautica
Why the fuck
Below
did it
Zero.
tell me January's games when I looked it up today?
I couldn't tell
stupid.
you. We've got Subnautica Below Zero, and then we have Ultros, and apparently Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown. But yeah, the January games, just because I don't even think we talked about that, was Need for Speed Unbound, Epic Mickey, and Core Keeper.
True.
So by the time this comes out, it'll be too late to get Epic Mickey and Need for Speed. So sorry. But you will be able to get Undisputed, Subnautica Below Zero, Ultros, and Ace Combat 7. What was I going to say about this?
Nothing.
The games become available on Tuesdays. So it's the first Tuesday of the month. So that's why you're going to miss out on the January games.
Either I'm dropping out or you're dropping out. I'm not too sure.
Well, if it's me, that's okay, because my recording is not through the internet. It's locally. My audio, anyway.
Okay.
I don't know about my video. Get fucked. No, my video is local, too. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It is me, though. I do have bars. Or the lack thereof, I should say. Yeah, you're fine, though. I can hear you fine. I see you fine. So we don't have to pause or re-record or anything.
Excellent.
Are we done? Right at the end, dude. Right at the end,
yeah.
dude. All right. Episode 45 of Between a Bald and a Rock Spot. Yeah. Thumbs up. We just keep doing it. Yeah. What was that? One racist one? Like this? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I love. Well, hold on. Before we leave, I just love that when that became a thing where it was like this was like the white power thing or whatever. The next day or something, people are posting pictures of Obama being like.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Anyways,